Hello and welcome back to this week's video. In this week's video we are doing a Q&A, and I have not done a Q&A for a while now, so I thought it's a much needed updated Q&A. So I'll put on my Instagram story, ask loads of questions, so if you'd like to be involved in one of these videos in the future and to get your name mentioned when you do a question. So yes, if you want to be in one of these videos in the future, because I'm sure I'll do more updates on Q&As, go down to the link in the description and check it out. So let's get straight into the video anyway. As you can see, I am in my room for this video. The weather's not been great at the moment, it's currently smashing it down outside, so I've got a cool backdrop as my fish tank anyway, but let's get straight into this video and let's get on the first question. For the first question that we're getting on is a good one. When is the next giveaway, or has he missed it already? I have not done another giveaway since my last one, which was a couple months ago now, so I'm going to do a giveaway very soon. And very soon I'm going to start doing bits of small giveaways in each video, just to give back to the viewers for watching and supporting this channel. And let's jump on to the second question. What is my favourite bait mix? And I can grab it here and show you now. If it means like a combination for like chucking out over my spots or a spod mix, I'll show you and talk you through a few of my different baits that I use. So a big go-to with me would be the Atlantic crab. So this is the 15mm Atlantic crab boilies by Mistralbaits. And these are mint, they smell amazing and they definitely attract fish. This is what I call my PB on, so I've got a lot of confidence in this bait and I use it quite a lot. I do go off this a bit in the winter and use CM1 a bit more because it's white, it's more colourful and it's a bit more of a creamy taste, and it's usually better in winter, and it does do better in winter than this. But for a spod mix, I will back up the Atlantic crab with some maxi 10 pellets or mini 10 pellets, just some pellets in there, and then usually I grind up some boilies, some halves, some chops, some quarters, and then I stick a bit of glug in there. I've got loads of videos where I explain what bait mix I use anyway, so go to the top right icon now and check out any of them videos. I put my latest fishing video in the top right icon now, and I explained all my bait mix that I use on there, so head over to that video and check it out. And let's jump on to the next question. If I could fish any water in the UK, what would it be? And I've actually been thinking about this question because I don't actually know too many different like high-end lakes in the UK. But I'll definitely like to fish Norton Disney very soon, and I'll probably be fishing this year or the beginning of next year. But it's not probably my top, but there's some very nice lakes on there. Just some OG lakes like Bluebell, Horseshoe Fisheries, just loads of different cool lakes like that, to be honest. I haven't really got a favourite that I really want to fish in the UK. What is my funny story that's happened to me while I've been fishing? And the answer to that is, it was very silly of me at the time, but it's still a funny story now looking back at it. I was lure fishing from a dock, casting my rod in, spinning it in, and I had my phone on a tripod before I got my camera. Luckily this was before I got my camera. And my tripod, my phone's in like a little clamp on the tripod, and my phone pops out on the clamp, pops straight into the water, and I was like, what do I do? What do I do? So I had to jump in for my phone because there was so much stuff on my phone and I wasn't losing my phone. It was kind of waterproof, it says it's water resistant, but it dropped like 4 or 5 foot under in the water. So I slowly lowered myself in, made sure I felt the bottom first, so I know it wasn't too deep. It was probably a bit silly, but I knew it wasn't too deep. I put my feet on the floor first and then I couldn't find it, so I went under the water feeling around on the bottom, and eventually I did find it. But at the time it was not funny. I was like, okay, I won't go home now, because it was freezing cold as well. So I did eventually get my phone back, but looking back now it is a bit funny. Where am I from? I am from Stoke-on-Trent, and I usually fish waters around here, but I do want to expand out more, and next year I will be driving as well, so I'll be able to expand a lot more, maybe fish France a bit more, even other countries, and also a lot more different places in the UK. What are the two main lakes called that I fish and show on my YouTube channel? I usually fish 2 local lakes near me that I kind of swap between, but I want to go a few more places as well very soon. But a lot of local anglers don't like me putting and saying the name of the lakes as well, but if you know what lakes they are, you know what lakes they are. But a lot of people like how they're kind of secretive and they don't want too many people fishing them. But I have mentioned it in other videos. If you really want to find it, I'm sure you'll be able to find it. How old am I and how did I get into fishing? So I am 16 and I will be 17 at the beginning of next year. And I got into fishing when I was probably about 12. I went with my mates, just went float fishing on a lake near me. Didn't have a clue what I was doing. I hooked into a perch, and from there I just loved the adrenaline of actually having a fish on my rod and playing a fish. So after that I started going with a few more of my mates, just a few local lakes, only float fishing, and then we found a farmer's lake called Bostocks near me. and all he wanted is £3 every time we went. And we went there and we had a float, and all we did is get a hook with a bit of bread on, so just free lining it, casted it out, and we were catching so many carp off the surface. Like, we would come home with about 14 carp caught that day, and we were all chuffed. So that's how I mainly got into the carping, and then from there it just spiraled, getting to different lakes, learning slowly, getting new gear, and so on and so forth. What is my go-to presentation and my go-to bait? My go-to presentation would be a spinner rig on a helicopter system with about a 2.5 ounce lead on the ends, which usually works well for me because if the lake's a bit silty, it can settle out. If it's got a few sticks around, the spinner rig will sit up nice and strong with a nice pop-up on. And I'd usually use an Atlantic crab pop-up, or in the winter CM1 pop-up. But Mistralbaits have just came out with the Marine Zest range, and I'm super excited to try it. Yet I've still not tried it, but very soon I will be getting on the bank with Mistralbaits, filming a video, so stay tuned for that, and you'll see me using that new bait range there. If you want to check out that new bait range, the link will be down below in the description. Where did Rob go? And I still get this question to this day after it's been about 6 months plus since Rob has unfortunately left this channel. So basically, me and Rob used to do this channel together. If you don't know who Rob is, if you're looking at some old videos, I'm sure you'll be able to find him on some of them videos. Rob is my cousin anyway, who I used to go fishing with. But Rob started doing barbering, and he did a barbering course at college, and we both couldn't put the same amount of time into it. So I ended up taking over the channel. But I still speak to Rob basically daily, and we're still obviously always talking, and he still occasionally comes out on the bank with me, even if it's a bit of lure fishing or something. But yeah, Rob started a barbering course, so he's no longer doing the channel. What do I think of coconut bait? And before I was sponsored by Mistralbaits, I used to use the Nash coconut bait. Well, I tried it out, and I wasn't too fond on it, to be fair. Some lakes I've heard it does well, but I to be honest, I don't like the smell of it myself. It makes me feel ill. It's like, I don't know, I do like coconut, but the coconut baits really put me off. I can't stand the smell of them, so I never really use them. What is my favourite method? And it's probably similar to what I said earlier, just a spinner rig, 2.5 ounce lead with a helicopter system. What is my Carp PB? My Carp PB is £28 too, which I was super chuffed about. I got it when I was filming with Carpology down south of the UK in Cambridgeshire. I'll pop that up on the screen right now. And as you just saw, that is an awesome fish, and I was so chuffed to get that. But that fish, it was a proper challenge to get, and it took me ages to get it in. But the video will be in the top right icon right now, so go check that out. What is my favourite hook bait? And I did briefly touch this earlier, so I'd usually go for an Atlantic crab pop-up. If I'm looking for more of a natural presentation, I'll usually go with an Atlantic crab wafter or a CM1 wafter in the winter. Do I ever want to go meet up with fans or fish with them? In the future, I would like to do like a big giveaway, coming fishing with me on a really cool lake that I can reserve off, but not for a while, not till I'm on like 50,000 subs or something. So maybe in the future I'll do something like that. What's my dream fishery to fish? It would be Jurassic Park fishery, which is in Thailand, but it is really cool, and the fish in there are absolutely unbelievable. There's arapaima, loads of different types of carp in there, ranging up to like £300 pounds. There's alligator gar. There's just crazy stuff in that lake that you won't see anywhere in the UK at all. So I really want to fish there eventually, and hopefully one day it will happen. Why did I decide to get into YouTube? I decided to get into YouTube because I was on the bank anyway, and I really enjoyed fishing, and I didn't know what I wanted to do when I was older. So I thought, if I can make this into a career, how could I do it? So I thought, let's try YouTube. So I tried YouTube, and I got a good response from it. And hopefully one day I can eventually do this as a full-time job. Just make sure you go down below and hit the subscribe button to help me hit that goal. Have I ever been catfishing, and if not, will I ever try it? I think yes, I'll definitely try catfishing, but I haven't done it so far. But it does seem really fun. It just seems, carp fishing is hard enough for a bite. I think catfishing is just even harder, so it would be hard to get a video out of it. But if I find a very good lake that I know I can get a bite from, I'll make sure I do a video on catfishing, and I will. And I definitely want to try it in the future. What rods and reels do I use? I use the Witchwood Riot Big Pit reels, I think you pronounce them as, which are the 75S or something like that. But them reels are mega. I've had them for about 2 years now, and they lasted me ages. I only spent about 75 quid on them at the time when I got them. And I've got 2 of them. They look nice and they run nice, so I can't complain about them at all. They are really good reels. And then for my rods, I use Shimano TX2s, which I've also had for about 2 years, and I couldn't grumble with them either. I can cast them ridiculously far. They've got a really good casting range and they're so nice for playing the fish, and they're just a nice combo, to be fair. But I am looking to eventually upgrade my rods and reel setup. What's been my most memorable time carp fishing? It would definitely be fishing with the boys from Carpology, and then also fishing with Leon Sudik from Mistralbaits and Carp Manteau, and also Rob. That was a mega session. I had my PB there, Rob had his PB, and me and Rob had 2 other fish each, and it was just a mega session. Really good vibes, really good energy across the lake, and we all had a laugh. So that was definitely the most memorable time. I'll put the link to that video in the top right icon now if you'd like to check it out. How many fish have I caught this year? This is from Matt Catches. So what Matt is trying to do here, he's trying to have a little laugh because he's had more fish than me this year. But Matt, who has got the bigger PB? That's where the argument ends, Matt. So the question doesn't need to be answered because you know the number, and it's not many, and I know it's not many. But you have caught more this year, but who's got the bigger PB, Matt? So I think we'll just end that there. We'll end that there, Matt. Will YouTube ever be a full-time job for me? And I hope so. I love doing this and I really enjoy it. I love getting out on the bank, and I love like just getting into a tackle shop locally and someone recognising me and stuff and coming up to me. And it is really fun. I do enjoy it. And I would love to do more in the carp industry, and I definitely would love to do this as a full-time job eventually, but I definitely need some more subs for that, so make sure you go down below and support me and help me hit that goal. So I've answered some questions there. That was just one Instagram post, and if you want me doing another update for this in a couple of months time, please let me know. If you want any other videos that you want to see, if you want an update on this tank or anything, just let me know in the comments below and I'll try to make it happen. I had a comment the other day asking if I can do my whole carp setup tour, so I'll get that video filmed very soon and get it on YouTube as soon as possible. So thanks very much for watching this video. If you'd like to support this channel, go down below, hit the like button and subscribe while you're down there. So I'll catch you in next week's video, and I'll see you later.